Las Vegas, a city built on hot sand, broken dreams, and $5 lobster. A city where you can get a happy ending if you pay a little extra. A city home to a sporting event greater than the World Cup, World Series, and World War II combined. Live from Las Vegas, it's the Las Vegas International Dodgeball Opener here at ESPN 8, The Ocho, bringing you the finest and seldom seen sports around the world since 1999. If it's almost a sport, we got it here. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this year's International Dodgeball brought to you exclusively on ESPN 8, The Ocho. We're coming to you live from Las Vegas University Learning Annex. My name is Cotton McKnight, and with me, as always, is my partner in crime, Pepper Brooks. Pep, 32 teams play. That means 4 wins is going to get you to that final match, but that 5th win is going to get you the $50K that everyone's chasing. Cotton.
Very good.
Now, this is Vegas vacation, right? Just kidding.
Yes.
No, I love dodgeball. I love it. And that's why I guess if you didn't listen to the last episode, it made it to the finals. So
That seemed pretty fitting for the series finale of our sports most rewatchable.
Exactly.
Well, welcome to the Utterly Useless Podcast, the only podcast that will enter a dodgeball tournament and possibly win. Question mark? To my left is a man that has grabbed life by the horns. It's a metaphor, but seriously, he did that. The White Goodman of the pod, Brett.
Yeah, I have a painting of it too.
I believe that.
And across from me is a man that will tell you if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball, then literally throw a wrench at you. It's a 7-time ADAA champion, Patches O'Houlihan of the pod, Jeremy.
Oh, it's kind of fitting. He is drinking Mountain Dew.
Yeah. I tasted my own urine.
It's tangy.
It's sterile, and I like the taste.
And lastly, I'm the guy that is there for no reason other than a slot needs to be filled on the team. Gyar, the pirate of the pod, Timmy.
All right.
I was wondering if you were going to give me him. I was like, oh, I want to be a pirate. Steve, the pirate, he dresses like a pirate. There's a pirate on our team. Oh, man. Such a good movie.
We'll see how it does today in the finale. All right, with that, let's get into our merit badges.
All right, merit badges. What do we got?
Well, this week, I found a glitch in the Matrix merit badge.
I was like, you found a glitch in our merit badge system, huh? I'm pretty sure there's so many holes in there.
I'm glitching already. So yes, this week I found a glitch in the Matrix, and so I had a little time to kill earlier this week, and I was doing what we all do when we have free time, looking at Google Maps.
Definitely.
I must be doing free time wrong.
Especially if you're playing with Google Earth, I can be there for a while.
Yeah. So I was on Google Maps, and I just was showing a coworker kind of my house and where I was in Idaho and everything, and then I just said, oh yeah, my house on Google Maps is not when I bought it. It's when somebody else had lived there. But then if you go up to where I used to work, my car is parked in the parking lot.
Interesting.
And so I'm like, oh,
you worked there, but you didn't live there.
yeah. And so I was like, okay, yeah, my car's there. And then just randomly, we decided, hey, we're going to look at where we currently work right now. And we were looking at how it was, because there's been a lot of construction going on, and so we were just curious to see how if it had been updated or anything like that. And so we were looking, and my car was also at work.
Wow, man, tracking you, it's gonna be difficult. You're everywhere,
exactly,
and nowhere.
So
That'd be funny if we checked Jeremy's house on Google Maps and they're like, oh my gosh, it's Tim's car too.
It's literally like he's going everywhere where Google is taking pictures. Like he's like, all right, today I'm gonna go over here now, and they're like, oh, let's take a picture over here.
I recognize that car.
This car's everywhere.
I don't know why, but I enjoy spotting the Google Map car taking pictures or whatever. Like I think last summer while they were demolishing some strip mall around where my condo is, I got hit I think 3 different times on my like 2-hour walk, and I'm sitting there thinking, I wonder if they're going to edit me out.
They just blur you.
Yeah.
All right. So my merit badge is called Face Your Fears. I've had kind of this merit badge before. Has to do with my fear of heights. So I know previously my merit badge was going to this water park and being really high up and being scared and terrified for myself and mainly myself, not my kids as much, because I was just terrified.
That'd be fine.
But this week I went to Canada in Toronto, and I went up to the CN Tower, and it was really funny. Like the internal turmoil I was having, like as I was, as I was getting in the elevator, and like I was one of the first people in the elevator, and I saw that there's windows like at the bottom of the elevator, and I'm just like, this is gonna suck. And then there's windows facing straight out from the doors, and I'm like, my heart is pounding. And I'm just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And I was like the verge of jumping out because I was terrified. And then I just didn't. And then it just went up. And the whole time up, I just didn't look down at the ones below my feet on the glass. And looking out, I was like, okay, this is fine. This is fine. As I can see distance, and I was getting up and above every other building out there. And I'm like, okay, I'm fine. Then once I got to the little like landing spot at the very top that you can walk around, I was fine. And it was really weird, and I didn't mind it at all.
Well, good.
But I think the idea scared me way more than actually what it was.
Yeah, I would have jumped. I don't even think I would have made that as an option. I don't know.
But yeah, it was fun because apparently that's the tallest tower in North America, I want to say. So
taller than the whatever it is in Seattle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then it's also so we went to you pay $10 Canadian, whatever that equals to, more to go to the observation just above the regular observation, and that makes it you are now at the highest observation in North America, like going from one to the other. So yeah, that's my claim to fame, in the highest place in North America that you can be in an observation tower.
Interesting.
And I did it, so I win life.
Did you get a selfie?
I did.
All right.
I had to mark the occasion.
I wonder what the picture looks like, if it's like a forced smile, like not really.
Gonna look down now.
Now there's 2 parts that was interesting about this. So number one, like I was walking around the main observation, and we were looking to go get on the elevator to go to the next one, and I had not noticed that I was walking on pure glass for a moment, and I just happened to look down, and I audibly screamed and just jumped off because I'm looking straight down, and I did not like that.
Oh no! Like what was it? The cruise ship that me and my parents went on to this past summer over Alaska. They have a walkway. They have 2 walkways. They have one that you can just kind of, look down on. It's kind of the upper walkway. And then they have the other one, which has basically, see through. So you can just look down straight at, the ocean level. And I would like take 1 half step onto the plank and then just look down at it. I'm just like, nope.
And then the one thing I will say, I appreciate that is handy in the fact that like Toronto is one of those providences that do French and English.
Providence. Who are you?
is that because like you're going through now, I did not read a lot, to be honest, because the people I was with didn't really care. I was like, okay, that's fine. So they like, but while you're waiting to get on there, there's so much things you can read about the construction, about everything, the fun facts. But because they have both languages, they have to keep it concise, and I loved it. I was like, because you have two blurbs, an English and a French blurb, and you're like, okay. English is like one sentence, maybe two, because if they kept going, then obviously the French would too. So love that. Love that for my laziness.
That's cool.
Oh, and then the other thing I was going to say is at the very end, when I was at the highest point, they have like a pendulum hanging down from it. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of a little makes you a little nervous once you see how much that thing moves just because of the swaying of the building.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, they have it internally. And so you're just watching it and we're just talking to the person like, how often, like, have you seen that thing go really bad? It's like, yeah, we've seen it like going 3 inches side to side and all around and all that stuff at some point. It's like, that's the most I've ever seen it.
Yeah, I know. I had I knew a lady who at one point in time worked in one of the Twin Towers from, New York. And she said that, she was on the upper tower and she had a window office and which was great, but she didn't realize that the building swayed and she had to get used to sometimes like her perspective of down was different depending on how windy and which way the wind was blowing. So sometimes, it would just be a window view, and then sometimes it was like a little bit more of a downward look than she would have preferred. But she's like, yeah, you get used to it. I'm like, that's something I would never want to get used to.
Yeah, no, honestly. Let's see. I'm just looking up here to get my facts straight. Yeah, but it looks like the CN Tower has actually been over. It was at one point the tallest building until 2007. And then like Dubai's towers, of course. I don't know the names of. Surpassed. But yep. I did it. I'm not scared anymore, Peter.
I'm not scared anymore. All right. Well, I didn't know what to title this, so I'm just going to give myself the Annoying the Youth merit badge. Because last Sunday, me and my wife, I had a random, I don't know if your phone, Google phone, or the Google app on your phone does it, but every so often it just recommends articles to me. And it kind of knows my taste. So, props to, that algorithm and whatnot. But one of the things that it recommended was 13 Gen Z phrases that everybody needs to know. And so I just started reading through some of them and I'm like, I don't understand what's going on here. Like, I am so confused. And so then our daughter comes home and she says like, hey, what's going on? And I just decide I'm just going to just start dropping all of these things. And I just am like, hey, nothing sus going on here. And you say that to somebody who's like a teenager or whatever. And it is like, I guess, nails on a chalkboard, because the look I got from that was so funny. And I just like filed this way. I'm like, oh, I'm going to use this a lot. And so we use some other terminology, which, oh man, this food is bussin'. And I'm sitting there thinking, I sound so stupid. Yeah. And so then the next day I go to, I go to, my work the next day teaching, 10, 11-year-olds, some 12-year-olds or whatever. And I'm just like, I'm going, hey, what's going on? Kid over here. Hey, what's going on, Tommy? Hey, what's going on? I go, hey, what's going on with your hat? It's kind of sus to me. And every kid just turns like, what did you just say? And I go, what? I think it'd be kind of sus of me not to use the word sus, don't you think? And they're like, stop saying that. And so all throughout this week, I have just been just dropping it. And it is just one of those things where like, what is wrong with you? I go, nothing sus here, man. Nothing. And then I found a terminology which is even more cringy. So, if Jude is listening, I would be like, Jude, I'm not sure, but, I think, as the kids would say, you're kind of sus. And when you say what the kids would say, and then you say the terminology or whatever, like that I found is even worse. And I have just probably been going around this entire week with the hugest smile, just trolling my students and stuff like that. Just using all this slang terms that, the old people should not be using. And then I went on a retro slang term, and I was reading 80s slang terms. I'm like, see, this stuff is normal.
Yeah.
Like all of this stuff. In fact, I came across one I don't think I've used in over 2, maybe 3 decades. And that is the doy.
The doy?
No doy.
Oh, the doy.
Ah.
I just remember communities where the doy, and they just have a doy off kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, what you should do is use slaps and cap with them. Like anything that's cool, like that slaps, man. Like that hat slaps. Or like, I think cap is used for like a lie. Like, man, that's no cap or something like that. Like, I don't know.
As the kids would say, that's no cap, man.
Yeah.
It'd be like,
They start melting.
oh.
One of my favorite things is, so there's this TikToker that is, I think, a middle school teacher or something like that. And so he does exactly that. He just tries to learn it all, especially so he's on the same, like he knows what they're talking about and it's not like confusing at all. And he's made it his mission also to like to tour them. And he comes up with his own slang. And he goes like, you don't know what that means? Oh, man. And he just starts using their words against him like that, like essentially saying, man, you're behind the times. You don't know. You're not in with it. And his words are catching on because people are using them.
Oh, that's funny.
So, and then some other teacher from another district reported that they were hearing those words too.
Wow.
So, yeah, you could definitely start messing with the kids in a large way in there.
Yeah. Yep, that's been my fun. I had that merit badge. I can't wait to get like a gold star put on that merit badge.
There you go.
Yeah, it's gonna happen for a while.
Yeah,
I got 5 weeks left.
Yeah.
Which is insane to think about. What about you, Tim? Do you got 5 weeks left? Less?
No. Our semester ended yesterday.
Ooh.
But then, I mean, they have like a spring semester that's like a month or like 6 weeks, and then a summer semester. And then we got sports camps.
So are you going to be cracking out some of these Gen Z slang terms like, hey, this food's really bussin', you should try it?
All the time.
Yeah, it's like there's nothing sus with this Jell-O salad. It's just carrots inside.
Have you ever seen that in your life before, Criddle?
Huh?
Have you ever seen that before in your life?
What?
Carrots and
Green. I've never.
carrots and Jell-O molds.
My grandma would put
Oh.
celery.
She would?
Yeah, she would make. I think it was like I can't remember if it was a lime, or no, it wasn't lime. I don't think ever.
It was no, and it can't be. I was thinking for a second it might have been mandarin oranges, but then those things are so acidic it just tears it apart.
I'm not a big
No.
Jell-O guy.
She would put it in. I want to say she would put celery and like cherries, like maybe in a cherry flavored Jell-O, and it was like it was. I didn't hate it, but it was always like, I don't like it. But just being told that is part of like Utah culture that we have green Jell-O with carrots in it, I was like, I've never had that, nor do I ever want to have that.
Yeah, that's pretty sus.
I hope that's that's not.
It's
a
not
thing.
bussin', man.
It's definitely not bussin'.
Yeah, I've never had any of that. Well, I mean, I might have had that Jell-O that you speak of because it's our grandma, but I don't remember it. Alrighty.
Spin the wheel.
We are going to spin the wheel to decide which of 10 categories we are going to ask each other with the... Let me try that again. Wow. We have spin the wheel where we have 10 categories of questions. We're going to spin the wheel and decide which questions to ask each other. And Criddle, you're up first, and you got would you rather?
So, would you rather vomit on your hero or have your hero vomit on you?
I have my hero vomit on me.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on the hero status, because I mean, don't you remember a couple of years ago, somebody ran across somebody stole Michael Jordan's underwear and threw it on eBay to sell it. So I could be like, hey, dude, look at this. Actual chunks from somebody's mouth on this shirt. eBay it.
We're going to clone them based off of that. Nope. I'm agreeing. I would definitely like my hero to throw up on me. I don't want to be the one that throws up on them.
Yeah, because then you'd live in infamy forever.
I feel like he'd owe you one.
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather they be in my debt because they have many ways they could pay me back. Where if I throw up on them, then it's just like an embarrassing story that I threw up on them. Yeah, and I can't pay them back in any way unless they're like, you need to pay for my dry cleaning. And then at that point, I lose respect for them because they're already rich. And why would you make me and I was sick and blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. But if they threw up on me and they just did nothing, also I'd lose respect for them.
A little sus.
Yeah, be like, Jim never throws up on. Jim never vomits at home.
Exactly. All right. Brett, you're up next, and you got how much?
All right. So how much would it cost? This is almost a lick off, but I'm now giving up on ever being able to gross out Tim. So how much would it take for you to, again, this was a lick off, but to take one of the heads that, people wear at Disneyland, the Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse or whatever. It is a super hot day. It is, this head has been worn throughout the entirety of the day for a long extended shift. How much would it take for you to lick the inside of this head?
My guess is you probably have to lick the neckline because those things are like a sphere of sort. And so like if I put it on my shoulder, like imagine my movement's not really capable of moving to get to the edges.
I'm surprised there's not like air conditioning in those.
Oh, I bet they
suits.
do have some because I know that they have to like swap them out, especially in hot days, very quickly. And then they have those little hidden exits where they take them so that they don't ruin the experience of seeing somebody taking their head off and the kid going, what Mickey Mouse does isn't real, Mommy?
He's like, no, I'm turning into a real boy.
How much? So essentially you're just getting a lot of their breath, which
Their breath and their sweat.
yeah. What do you call that though? Like if you're breathing on something a lot, is it their saliva or is it
Their condensation?
I know, but
I
like
don't know.
I don't know. That's a weird, interesting thing. Like, what would you call that of all your breath build up over time? Just curious what they would call it. But anyway, my bottom dollar would be, I'd do it for $200.
Wow.
$100.
And that's why it's no longer a lick off.
Right there, like I'd be like, can I just get my ticket for free? Because you guys charge an arm and a leg.
I mean, yeah, I'd do it for the price of admission.
Yeah. Guys standing out in front like, hey, I got this. If you lick it, I'll let you in.
The sad part about it is I was envisioning this and I didn't preface it, so it's okay. But I was like old school where it's just basically one Mickey costume or whatever.
Oh.
So I would probably actually take it back. I wouldn't do it for 100. I'd do it for the price of a ticket plus
A churro.
One of those turkey legs.
a price ticket and then one of their souvenir cups that you can fill up anywhere in the park.
Oh, yeah.
I'd want to drink with it.
Yeah. I just am playing this out in my head. Like I said, this sketchy guy, like he took off his head. He's like, hey, I'll give you a mug to fill up and a ticket to get in if you lick this. Oh,
Ralph's at it again.
He has this weird kink. The others are just watching. Like, he does this once a week. He saves up a lot of his money and then he just gets his jollies off of it. All right. Now it is my turn and I get what if. Okay. What if when you watched a movie or a TV show and they were putting something in their, when they put something in their mouths, you would get the taste instantly in your mouth? Would this change how you watch TV?
I mean, it would make cooking shows a lot more interesting.
But would you be like terrified of, I don't know, watching some comedy movies? I mean, Van Wilder comes to mind.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you'd have to, you know how they have like those now trigger warnings.
Yeah.
It would have to be, taste warnings.
Uh-huh. And then like somebody like you have foods you don't like, and they're going to eat them casually on TV, and you're like,
Yes, it would definitely change the way I watch TV.
Yeah, same. I'd have to be very careful.
do they eat anything on that episode?
That'd be so funny. You just kind of, before you watch an episode or would it just be a movie or TV series or whatever you watch on TV?
Whatever you watch.
So, instead of, going over to your friends and be like, hey, sitting there thinking about watching this with my kids, but I'm not sure if it's age appropriate. What do you think? It's like, hey, I'm thinking about watching this movie, but do they eat anything? And then they're like,
I don't know.
I don't think so. And then so you start watching
It's got Brad Pitt in it, of course.
So like, you're sitting there watching it and you're just like, in the middle of it, you're like, no, don't put that in your mouth.
But you also have to be careful about other things like zombies eating things and vampires eating blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're sitting there just like,
So that's what flesh
so
tastes
that's
like.
what brain tastes like. Okay.
Okay. I see the
right.
I see the hype now. I think it would be fun and bad, obviously. But yes, cooking shows would be great. And you could judge, like, people are like, man, this person's such a really good cook. I'm like, no, not really. No, it's this person. Like, really? Theirs looks so bland. Like, doesn't taste bland.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Criddle, you're back up and you got a random question.
If ghosts had a talent show, what kind of acts would they perform?
Spooktacular ones. Sorry, my brain went there.
They would be performing magic tricks. You're really corny magic tricks. They'd hide with something behind their back and you'd see through it. You're like, you can see it's right there.
Would you watch that?
Because they're ghosts, yeah, I would. Once you get Gus flooding the TV and then every channel has ghosts on it, then it loses its luster. But if it's just one show about ghosts.
So wait, what was it again? If ghosts did what?
If ghosts had a talent show, what kind of acts would they perform?
I would like them to perform like, their renditions of like a Seinfeld episode. Like, hey, what's the deal with being see-through?
Now, are you saying this because you finally started watching Ghosts?
No, this wasn't. This was just a random question from AI.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, that's funny because like you have all these different, if you had ghosts from, Civil War or Revolutionary War era, the Native Americans, and they're playing out Seinfeld or something like that. That'd just make it more
I
fun.
mean, I'd watch.
Yeah. What would you want them to do? They're your puppets, I guess.
I mean, it might be funny to watch them do like a sporting event of some kind. I don't know. No idea.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun because then if they got hurt, everybody'd be fine.
Well, or they like fall and trip, and you're like, are we supposed to feel bad for them? I don't know.
How about this? Practical jokers kind of thing. Because Ghost could pull it off.
Pranks.
Yep. All kind of prank stuff. All right, Brett, you're up next, and you got Desert Island.
Okay. If you were stuck on a desert island with an unknown entity that had a demonic voice but said pleasant things, or this entity had a soothing voice but said the most horrific stuff, What would you choose?
So
I'm going to kill you.
Exactly. And then it's just
It's
like,
Hey, you smell nice.
there's some fish over there. I think I found some berries you could eat.
Smell nice. I like that one. The scary sounding one that's nice. Because like I don't want this little, I don't know. For some reason I'm thinking of Muppets Christmas Carol with a little Ghost of Christmas Past, the little doll thing, and she's got a really soothing voice, but then hearing her speak like evil would be more messed up than something evil speaking nice.
Yeah.
I think at first I'd be like, hey, this is pretty sus. And I would be like, hey, what do I like? Do I trust this voice?
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be, and then once I got used to it, I'd be like, oh, Larry. I just name it.
Not Larry.
What's your name?
Not Larry. I'm gonna get you for that.
It's a little
Don't
sus.
sleep. Don't fall asleep.
And if the one's being helpful, even though he's got a scary voice, I imagine he's not going to bug me while I'm trying to sleep, where I feel like the nicer one would probably try and bug me while I'm sleeping also. So, yeah, that one would make me go insane. Okay. What did you decide, Kurt, on that one?
the
creepy?
the creepy but nice things.
You look thirsty.
Dig a hole. There's water down there. All right, I'm up next, and I got Would You Rather. Guess we got it twice. So in this Would You Rather, this is going to be based off of the movie Stay Tuned. So John Ritter's movie where he gets stuck and pulled into the TV, not too different from Pleasantville. And has to go through the different channels. This situation though, you do not have a remote. You are going to pick which channel out of two that you'd be sucked into, Lifetime or Disney.
See, if I did Lifetime, I would probably constantly either be in movies where, I mean, if I was the lead star, it would be, I was coming out of an abusive relationship and trying to hide from my evil ex. Or
more than likely, you are the one that
I'm the evil person.
Yep.
And yeah, but because that's how it goes on Lifetime. Or Disney Channel, where everything is overacted and I don't want to be a villain. So I
you don't want to live long enough to see yourself become a villain.
I'll just be like, it was that one, kind of like that one thing that I showed you from the comedy shorts scare package. Did I show you where this guy named Mike Myers accidentally, like, his job was just to set up horrific, scary things for scary movies or something like that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
Doesn't ring a
well.
bell.
Anyway, yeah, I think I'd rather be stuck in like overacting, like whatever, because maybe I might grow to have fun with that.
No, man, I'd go insane on that.
I feel like you'd become a villain no matter which way you take.
Exactly. Eventually, those kids go chop, chop.
Enough, Cody.
Stab, stab. Like, just turn it down just a little bit. Just tone it down.
Nobody cares. I'm gonna go Disney.
That is true, because I was sitting there thinking, I'm still me, but the situation is that of the channel. Yeah, I'm still going to go Disney Channel.
I'd go Lifetime.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'd be like, yeah, I murdered you, whatever. Be like, I'm just here for the food.
Let me eat.
Yeah, just let me. And like the cop comes and the wife's there. Why did you do this to me? I don't know. Just the way you looked. You looked at me funny.
Either that, or you didn't, like, you were trying not to do it. Like, I'm sorry. I literally was just standing here.
Oh, that's
and
you actually bump something, which a series of events happen, and a knife goes.
the police officer's just like, "Why did you do this?" Like, you're going to jail forever. I was like, I literally was trying to do anything but be near her. And I accidentally, from the street corner, I threw something in the garbage. The garbage can hit this. It was a whole thing.
It was an accidental, but we have this written confession from you. I didn't write that.
I didn't write that. That's not my handwriting. And then the TV series like forces you to have that as your handwriting.
It does a flashback and it shows you right. Like, hey, I didn't do that.
Hey.
Roll flashback.
Oh man, that's funny. All right. Now it's time for our movie madness, which is this March Madness, where we are determining the most rewatchable sport movie of all time. And if you made it this far, we are on our last stretch to decide. I don't know about you, Con, but I'm excited.
This is an interesting strategy, how we're going to be voting on all of these. There could be a winner or there might not be. We'll see how far this takes us, though.
All right. So what we have up next is... is Invincible versus Ford versus Ferrari. There's a lot of verses there.
Yeah.
So, my thoughts on this. So, Invincible, the football movie with Mark Wahlberg, Ford versus Ferrari. That's Christian Bale and who's
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, that's right. They're on the same team, though, right?
Yes.
But who's Ferrari? The Ferrari's not like, there's nobody famous on Ferrari's side, right?
It's just the company. No.
I did like Ford versus Ferrari. I do like Invincible. But I will say, if you ask me to pick the better movie, I would say Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah, I agree. Ford versus Ferrari is a better movie.
I will say the most rewatchable movie is Invincible for me.
Invincible was where he was the tight end that
The wide receiver.
Wide receiver,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm still going Ford versus Ferrari.
All right, Criddle.
All right.
It's all on you now.
I love. I feel like I haven't been in this situation in a while, so
I know.
this is like the first times we used to do these.
Or the first time we were doing that, I'm on purpose.
I know. I like both of these movies, but if I have to pick one that's more rewatchable, I'm gonna go Ford versus Ferrari.
Wow. I just think the drama is makes it less rewatchable. But, all right, next one, Sandlot versus She's the Man. Now, I've never seen She's the Man, so I'm gonna listen to you guys first.
I think She's the Man is a fun movie. I'll tell you, Ladybug's better, but She's the Man is a fun movie.
Back in Amanda Bynes.
Before she went insane.
Yeah.
So just to make sure I understand, She's the Man is a girl posing as a male to be on a male soccer team?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's Ladybugs in reverse.
Exactly. And then she has a crush on Channing Tatum's character, but then as the guy, she is also friends with the Channing Tatum character.
This reminds me of this one show a little bit back in the 90s. It was on HBO a lot. And where I just remember it for the wrong reasons, that this girl was for some reason dressed as a boy all the time.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but I do remember it was on TV all the time.
Yeah, and I was kind of surprised that
the way you just described She's the Man sounds like something that you'd hear on Jerry Springer.
Now here's a young lady that dresses like a man and likes to play with boys.
I love that Dr. Evil Jerry Springer things when he's just introducing everybody. And then it gets Dr. Evil and he says something and like the Nazi or whatever is so outraged.
Yeah.
What kind of freak are you? I got the hood.
Is that number 2, right?
Yeah, that's number 2.
I need to watch 2. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Oh, man, I love The Sandlot. It is like one of my childhood movies.
Yeah.
So rewatchable. Like the whole movie. I mean, there's very few lulls in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
because it kind of keeps the whole plot moving forward. I mean, kids just trying to recover a baseball that's signed by Babe Ruth. So simple. And just the extravagance that they do just to try and get it back.
I don't know about you guys, but and I don't know why I've never brought this up before, but most movies, I have in my head a scene usually where it's like, this movie's awesome to rewatch over and over, except for that one scene. Like, it's like, it's a little bit of a lull. I think the only thing I would ever say about Sandlot's the inability to be, rewatchable is literally just the beginning.
Yeah.
There were times when I was growing up when I would watch a movie and I'm like, oh, this is a great movie. And then I would fast forward through the lulls.
Yep. You'd be like, oh.
Fast forward on VHS, people.
And I am so dumb. Sometimes I think there's a small chance that they may choose a different path in these movies. I'm like, come on. I've watched this 100 times. You think in 99 times you can pick that one, but one time, just go a different direction.
Well, back in the day when I used to have cable and I'd watch a show, get sucked into a show that I owned on DVD or whatever, I'd be like, oh man, I just want to get to this part. And then I would just keep on watching it because, the effort of getting the DVD and putting it in the DVD player was just too much.
Yes, but also I felt like you took that as a challenge to race it because of commercials.
Every so often I would do that. I'm like, okay, I'm going to find this. And
you'd pick up where you left off and you'd finish probably about half an hour before the movie actually finished on TV.
Yep. All right. I'm going to go with She's the Man. I think it's a fun movie. It's not Ladybugs. I love Ladybugs. I rewatched Ladybug probably about 2 or 3 years ago, and there are so many things that I didn't pick up on even as a teenager. I'm like, oh, this is funny. And now I'm like, hearing it as an adult, and I'm like, oh, it is super edgier than I remember.
The stuff that he talks about with his assistant coach and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Criddle, I'm going to leave it up to you.
He's going to go Sandlot.
Yeah, I got to go Sandlot. I love the Sandlot, and I think it's so rewatchable.
I was trying to live through other people's opinions of She's the Man, but because I couldn't go on that train with you. I'm going to Sandlot, but you have intrigued me to watch it. I know my wife likes She's the Man, so maybe it's a time to watch She's the Man.
It's on Netflix, I believe.
Yep, it is. I've seen it a lot on there.
Speaking of Netflix, last weekend, my family and I were gonna watch Gran Turismo.
Okay.
And we went and typed it in on our Netflix account, and it's not available with our package.
What?
Yeah.
What kind of package do you have?
I have the lowest tier package.
A handful of movies.
You
got the Land Before Time 1 through 6, but 7 just was
out of reach.
So
you get 2 through 7,
so
and not 1.
I have the lowest package tier, and we went and typed it in, and it was locked, so we could not watch it. I tried.
I appreciate the effort, but that's dumb. I had no idea they had an exclusion on
Netflix. Excludes certain things at that tier, which is dumb.
Which is weird. Well, I mean, I have the highest package. Well, sorry, second to highest package because I don't need the 4K.
I did the commercials, so whatever.
Oh, it comes with commercials?
Oh.
Yeah, I have the package that has the commercials.
Yeah. Well,
I am just mooch off my sister, which is becoming increasingly annoying because they do the whole you're not in the same house thing. But they do it with only my mobile devices, my iPad, my phone, and my computer. And every time I want to use Netflix, it's like, oh, we have to send you a text message to confirm that you are who you are. And I'm like, okay. And I text my sister, like, here, code's coming.
Geotagging.
And then she sends it back to me, which I had to do to prep for this last trip that I was on. And it's just like, this is dumb. Why do you make us do this, Netflix? I mean, I know why. You're getting more money by us subscribing on our own, but still really dumb. All right, next one is Longest Yard, the original, versus A League of Their Own.
I just like A League of Their Own. Both movies have lulls in it, and I don't think you can get get
Yeah.
around it. So, but I think A League of Their Own just has like the final game is like
Intense.
the best part of the entire movie. I mean, there's some great comic things throughout the whole situation. There's some drama and whatnot, but the final game is done so well.
Yeah, I think the only parts that I like more than the final game is some of the montages because they're comedic in value. But other than that, yeah, there's not really a scene or that stands out more than the final scene. Well, the final game.
I will tell you, about a year or so ago, A League of Their Own did outrage me
Why is that?
because
The Amazon Prime.
the beginning. You know the beginning?
The beginning where they're like in their farm.
No. The beginning. The quote unquote present day.
Oh yeah, present day. Yeah,
The lady that plays Dottie,
is not.
that's an actress. That I legit thought that they had gotten. I was so mad because now it takes like that whole, them throwing the ball at her and her catching it as an old lady. It deflates that whole.
That's
moment.
not Gina Davis though.
Well,
right?
no. It's
Yeah.
not Gina Davis.
That's just another one.
It's just another actress.
Yeah, I was always kind of sad that they didn't put makeup on Gina Davis for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I realized it was an actress because it didn't say based off a true story or anything. I mean,
No, but I was always hoping that was like the real Dottie Henson.
all I know is the person that plays her sister, Kit, the older. Every time she smiles,
She smiles and the head bob.
and the head bob is just so weird. It's so cringy.
Well, and that's why I thought it was a real person because I'm like,
That's
that's not good acting.
yeah.
Like, okay, we want to make this believable. So I want you to smile horrifically and then bob your head like an insane person.
I think they literally just leaned in like this looks a lot like that actress. I don't know her name.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've never seen Longest Yard. I'm just gonna go League of Their Own.
I'm gonna go League of Their Own too.
The sequel?
The sequel of League of Their Own. Yeah.
League of Their Own too. The sequel. The one where the men went to World War III.
No, this time the women went to World War III. Now men have to cook chicken or something. I don't know. That sounds super sexist. My bad. Sorry.
Yep.
That's a little sus.
Oh shoot! No, I don't want to be sus. Okay, Brett, did you choose?
Oh,
League of
yeah.
Their- Oh, sorry, I missed that one. All right, next is Hustle versus Caddyshack. I will say that once again, Hustle is the better movie. But now I got to figure out which is the most rewatchable movie. Have you seen Hustle, Brett?
What is Hustle?
Hustle is the Adam Sandler basketball movie.
No, I haven't seen
Have you seen that, Criddle?
No, I haven't, but I've seen a lot of clips,
Okay,
so I feel qualified.
you're qualified to.
I'm a doctor.
I like Caddyshack. I mean, you have Rodney Dangerfield. You have that guy who is just the best evil villain in there. You have
That's not the guy from America's Most Wanted or whatever, is it?
no,
Okay,
no.
that's number 2.
Yeah, that's number 2. And then you have Chevy Chase in there, and
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray. To me, I think the highlight of Caddyshack is, the insane parts with Bill Murray, but Chevy Chase just sneaks in these quick lines.
Yep. I'd agree. Bill Murray and Chevy Chase are like my main reasons for watching this. I'm actually kind of surprised Caddyshack made it this far, to be honest, because I do like it, but it's not that great to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I will vote for it.
I guess I'll just give a little nudge to Hustle, a little loving.
Mm.
The only reason I'm going to say I'm not voting for Hustle is because it's the rewatchableness and it's drama heavy. So, yeah. But let's see. I want to see. So Caddyshack beat out Rocky. Okay, that checks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Cool Runnings versus For the Love of the Game. Oh, this one's not even a question for me.
I know. I've never been a fan of Cool Running, so I'm going to go for the love of the game.
I'm going for Cool Runnings.
I honestly have no idea what people see in Cool Runnings.
It's fun.
I like Cool Runnings. I'm going Cool Runnings.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
Uh-huh.
All right, Ladybugs versus Happy Gilmore. This is a mean one a little bit,
Ooh, this is a mean one.
but I already know. If you told me which one of these movies I was stuck on an island watching over and over and over and over again,
I'm going Happy Gilmore.
100%.
Ladybug shouldn't have been standing there. I'm sorry.
Ladybug should have been swapped out with whatever we had She's the Man at being, because Happy Gilmore is the better movie and more rewatchable in this bracket.
Absolutely. All right, next one is Trouble with the Curve versus Angels in the Outfield. You got that locked and loaded
yeah,
too.
this
Yeah,
one's locked and
Angels in
loaded.
the Outfield.
Yep.
Trouble. Oh yeah, Angels in the Outfield.
This is Angels in the Outfield is on TNT. So if you want to watch it, because it always comes on TNT and then disappears after a while.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the only place I can ever find it. And I want to watch it with my kids. So I'm hoping that I can get that before it disappears. All right, next one is Remember the Titans versus Seabiscuit. Oh, Seabiscuit went against Cinderella Man. No wonder it went on.
I'm going to Remember the Titans. I think it's more quotable, more rewatchable. Even though the theme of the movie is a little rough around the edges, but I'd rather watch that than watch a horse.
I would rather watch a horse than watching 30-year-old men pretend to be high schoolers.
Hey, they're acting.
How old's that horse?
It's glue now, so I don't know.
Hey, so which one of you guys seen Seabiscuit? Both of you? One of you?
I've seen
I've
both
seen
of
it.
I've
I've
seen
seen
both movies. Yeah.
I've never seen it. I've just never had any desire because
Really? I swear. Well, maybe you were gone, but we watched it at Grandma and Grandpa's house.
horse movies for some reason don't like they are the least interesting. Like when Brett told me to watch War Horse, I was like, ugh, it's a horse movie. I don't want to watch horse movie.
Yeah, you never watched War Horse?
I did
Oh,
watch it and I did enjoy it. No, but I was reluctant. All right. So, Brett, you said you're going to see Biscuit?
Yeah, because I can't go for a 30-year-old. What bothers me with Remember the Titans is they're 30-year-old actors playing high schoolers, and this is supposed to take place, 60s, 70s? They were using like 2000s era equipment. And I'm like, I could not get past that. That was one of the first movies that you had me watch when I got home. And I'm like, that was the only thing that was going through my mind. Why is this 60, 70-year-old movie, first off, have teenagers are lean. Some of them can be muscular. They don't have adult man bodies. And I'm like, what the heck is going on with this? And then second, I'm like, why do they have such good helmets? Why do they have such good pads? I kept on looking for the Under Armour logo on their jerseys.
I'm just curious what your take is on this. This is a picture of my daughter and Hayden Panettiere, or whatever her name is.
Oh, wow. That is pretty cool.
I put them side by side because I have always thought she kind of looks like the young version of her in Remember the Titans. So anyway, I'm going Remember the Titans. Mm-hmm. So that moves on.
Yeah.
Back to the top.
It's okay. I'll be taken out by Happy Gilmore.
No way.
Not if I have anything to say.
Ford versus Ferrari versus The Sandlot.
Yeah, I know which way I'm going.
Yeah, I'm going Sandlot.
Yeah, Sandlot.
Ford, yeah, Sandlot.
You keep doing that. You don't have to vote with the crowd. If you don't
You're
want
killing me, Smalls.
A League of Their Own versus Caddyshack. This one is a little bit more I feel like, I don't know. They're not the same in comedic value, but I feel like somehow they're almost on the same playing field.
I could see that, but I'm going to League of Their Own.
I'm going Caddyshack.
Yeah, I'm going Caddyshack too.
All right. Caddyshack 2? Just kidding.
No,
Since you did it to Criddle, I did
I
too.
know. Thank you.
I wonder what Brett's going to go for this one. Cool Runnings versus Happy Gilmore.
Let's see. I'm just giving it a little tap. Tap, 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 tap. I'm gonna tap Happy Gilmore with my vote.
I eat pieces of crap like you for breakfast.
You eat pieces of crap.
No.
No. All right, I'm going Happy Gilmore.
It's a clean sweep.
I'm going to just say this right now. I would not be surprised if I see Happy Gilmore going against Dodgeball.
Mm-hmm.
No, I wouldn't either.
Angels in the Outfield versus Remember the Titans.
Angels in the Outfield.
Yep. Angels in the Outfield for me.
Sure.
All right. In Sandlot versus Caddyshack.
All right.
This one I feel like it's also like similar playing field.
The final four.
I'm curious. I got to listen to your guys' thoughts.
Let's see. So Sandlot, like you said, the Caddyshack has lulls because it was a movie in the late 70s, early 80s. Sandlot has lulls because it's building certain things, and then you have to have, the dramatic James Earl Jones moments and stuff like that. But whenever I think of Caddyshack, I mean, the neat thing about both movies is they both have a pool scene.
Yeah. Vastly different. And I've always wondered why nobody has done the pool scene like Bill Murray in real life. Like, I've never seen that before.
No, it's good.
It's a bit nutty. Criddle, why don't you go first?
I'm gonna go with the shoes that make me jump higher and run faster. The Sandlot.
Sandlot. Do you know what's funny that you say that? So this week I watched Air, the Nike. I had no idea that Converse owned everything. Like, they were the shoe back then. I had no idea. Like, I knew they were a fad that people still hold on to, but I had no idea that they were the number one NBA shoe, and Adidas was number two, and and all that. And I was like I would have thought Adidas or somebody else, but not Converse.
Yeah.
Did not see that, but I guess everybody thought Converse was the stuff.
Yeah, when we'd go to games, they were always trying to sell Converse shoes with the Jazz logo stitched on it, and I'd always ask Dad, "Could I get one?" No.
I wonder how much that'd be worth if it was in mint condition.
Geez. Here's the hard part is Caddyshack to me has more comedy than Sandlot. Sandlot has kid comedy and situation comedy, but it's also very serious. And what do I want? Do I want comedy, or do I want the weird Lego erector set construction device to get the ball from the dog? And I think I would go for that over the more comedic things from Caddyshack.
I'm oddly feeling the exact same way. I think just the way that the story's told is just, it flows better. That's my 2 cents on that, and that's why I'm voting Sandlot.
Well, it's just one of those special movies that it's in the realm of the Goonies, where there's just this group of kids that blow something up way out of proportion, almost and told through the point of the view of the kid. When you're a kid, sometimes you do think that dog's bigger than it really is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so good.
Well, and that's the one thing that I think the 80s and the 90s have on modern time is we don't do many group of kid movies the Goonies and stuff like that. There's always some incompetent adult that has to tag along.
Yep. Even Stranger Things is guilty of that. The one thing I will say, though, a little asterisk on my vote here, my recency of watching Caddyshack is expired. I haven't seen it for a long time.
No.
So that could potentially change, but I don't think it would.
No.
But there's potential. Alrighty. Happy Gilmore versus Angels in the Outfield. I do like this. This is mean because I do like both of them. But there's one movie out of these two that is consistently funny, that is consistently like enjoyable from beginning to end. And I'm trying to think right now that I dare say there's nearly no lull.
I think the lull is actually a comedic part of that movie. And that is when he starts spiraling out of control and his happy place gets taken over by Shooter McGavin.
Yeah.
I mean that's the lull
That's
right
the
there.
lull, and that is a great lull still. So 100% Happy Gilmore. I'm sorry. I love Christopher Lloyd, Angel Outfield, and Matthew McConaughey, and
Just call me Al.
I forgot what's his name. From Who's the Boss was in there.
Oh yeah, Tony Danza.
Tony Danza, yeah.
I forgot Tony Danza was in there.
I did too until I saw it a little bit the other day. I was like, oh, it's Tony Danza. I forgot.
He's the guy that the Angels basically helping, and he's going to become an angel in the
Yeah,
future.
you're gonna die soon.
Exactly. It's just like, hey,
He died.
yes, I was just getting to that.
Spoiler. I got to go Happy
Yeah,
Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
Sorry.
Clean
Yeah.
sweep.
Okay. Happy
All right.
Gilmore versus Sandlot. This one's
Oh, no,
not even close.
Sorry, the last round was Elite Eight. This is Final Four. All right.
Like, if you ask me, Happy Gilmore versus, what did we just say? Angel in the Outfield is closer than this one.
Yeah, I think Happy Gilmore trounces. Just like Tim says, shouldn't have been standing there.
Shouldn't have been standing there.
So we're all sweeping for Happy Gilmore?
Yeah,
Okay.
gotta.
All right.
Happy Gilmore versus Dodgeball.
Let's see. So we got Frankenstein's foot
Frankenstein's fat foot.
versus
Cotton.
Cotton.
And the thumbs up from,
yeah.
what's his bucket? I can't even. What's his name?
Yeah. What's his name?
What are the jokes about him? Wow, I am spacing.
Yeah, I even did a joke for
Yeah, you did.
a couple weeks. Oh, Chuck Norris. There we
Yeah, Chuck Norris.
go. Let's see.
This is a mean one. And this is what everybody wanted to see the whole time. This
Okay,
is the culmination.
This is like the perfect one. And whichever one loses, we still win.
Yep.
So let's break this down villain wise. Shooter McGavin.
Versus Ben Stiller's character. What's his name?
White Goodman.
Dwight Goodman.
White.
White Goodman.
White
that's right.
Goodman.
His name's White. Have I never noticed?
I thought it
that?
was Dwight.
It's White. It is White. Isn't it? I just thought White was his last name that they called him sometime. But if it's Goodman, I don't know why I didn't realize this.
I'm fact checking right now.
Hey.
and it is White Goodman.
All right.
I can watch a movie. My superpower is I can watch an entire movie and not know any of the characters' names.
Oh yeah. I think it was genetically passed on
Yeah,
to
okay.
both of us. So.
Because I'd be like, that one guy who did that one thing.
Hey,
Yeah, but guys played by
Bruce Willis's character.
Yeah.
These are both underdog stories.
Yep. So
But according to the poster,
One's true.
one's
one
a
is
true
a true
underdog story.
underdog story.
I wonder what the tagline is for Happy Gilmore. I'm curious, but
So if we look at the villains, so again,
Shooter McGavin.
Shooter McGavin versus Dwight Goodman. I have to actually go for Shooter McGavin. I think
they're the exact same in a way. But the one thing about them is that Shooter McGavin is more serious. Like he is meant to be more serious, and yet comes off comedic. Where Ben Stiller is seriously comedic
and
if
over the top.
and over the top. So it's like, yeah, they're very similar in there. See, Happy Gilmore's poster says, if I can get
I
this-
like that it's like not wanting to pull off.
Is
I know.
it funny that Ben Stiller's in both of these movies?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's right.
He doesn't play golf. He destroys it. I never knew that was the tagline.
No, neither did I.
So, yeah, Ben Stiller is going to win out regardless. And you know what? Have you seen the additional scene? Did I show it to you of Ben Stiller's scene with his mom?
Yes.
Have you seen that? So what is happening is in Ben Stiller's, he is running a scheme outside of the old folks home where they're running a 900 like sexy hotline number where the elderly are answering the phones and charging obviously by the minute and acting out these ridiculous kind of things like and Happy Gilmore calls his mom and whoever Ben Stiller's character is like tells him she has a phone call. And so then he takes over and starts talking naughty to whoever is on the phone. So it was really funny. Look it up on YouTube or something like that, but it's worth the watch. It's like just an extra minute. So yeah, I think the better, I don't know if I can decide who's the better bad guy.
I think Shooter McGavin, but they're so similar. Okay, love interest.
I had a big thing for Elizabeth Banks. No, Elizabeth Banks. No, sorry, wrong person. Elizabeth Banks, completely not famous yet. The girl from Modern Family, the one from Happy Gilmore.
Mm-hmm.
But then the love interest, is his actual wife, Ben Stiller's wife in Dodgeball,
Mm-hmm.
who plays Marsha, right? Marsha.
I feel as though she was just very like
She was there.
she was there.
But then the girl on Happy Gilmore as well. She didn't add a lot to it as well.
The love interest is actually on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see. And then you have the main characters. You have Vince Vaughn's character, and then obviously you have Adam Sandler's Happy Gilmore.
And Happy Gilmore is a little bit more violent or a little bit more like unpredictable, where Vince Vaughn's a little bit more calm and collected
Mm-hmm.
and just lackadaisical.
Yeah.
Well, and then I think also you have to consider the crew. I mean, his crew is,
The bum.
so you have the bum, you have Jaws, and I would even say you have, what is it? The random Kevin Nealon,
Oh, yeah.
doing the bull dance, feeling the flow, working it.
Yeah, we're the crew for Dodgeball.
You have Justin Long,
You have the pirate.
you have the pirate, you have
Milton.
Patches. Yeah.
You have Milton as well, as Stapler.
Yeah.
There's somebody else. Oh, there's
Patches O'Houlihan.
the bald black guy. I
Mhm.
don't know his name at all. Is there anybody else on this team?
Oh, it's just the team.
Yeah.
Oh, just his
It's just
crew.
like crew.
Justin Long.
And then,
Christina Taylor.
Yeah.
and so I think personally, out of all of this, it's kind of, there's pluses on this side and minuses on the other side, but I just barely came to the conclusion of what pushes it over the edge for one thing over the other for me.
The thumbs up. Just kidding.
Yeah, close.
What is it?
The announcers.
Oh, okay.
Like-
Because the announcers on Happy Gilmore.
The announcers, I mean,
superior.
They're all right.
oh, sorry. You could say as part of the crew for Happy Gilmore, Bob Barker.
Uh-huh. Yep. I thought about that for a second.
But I think it's the announcers.
We forgot. What's his name?
Oh, yeah. One hand guy.
Yeah. Why can't I saw his name just yesterday?
Chubbs.
Yeah, but I saw his real name and I was
Okay.
like, hey, Weathers? Carl
Yeah,
Weathers?
Carl Weathers, yeah.
Yeah. Which he's great, but
Mhm.
Even his caddy too.
yeah.
But, because of the announcers, I think I have to go with Dodgeball.
I also think we need to consider what's also most quotable.
They're both. The thing is, like, the one thing is Dodgeball throws a lot at you. Dodgeball's got quantity for sure, and I think every category.
Blade. Blazer. Blazer.
I think even White Goodman's quotes are just my favorite. And nobody makes me bleed my own blood. And Happy Gilmore is very quotable. I mean, the price is wrong. And then you have
Somebody's closer.
Tap it in.
Just
Tap
give
it
a
in.
little tap, 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 tap.
Just trying to loosen you up.
This is just really one of the most difficult decisions I've ever had to make on this podcast.
I think out of all of the lists that we've done, the final battle, like this is the hardest one.
I think it's funny because I normally randomize these. I mean, I always usually do. I don't know if I did on all of them, but I randomize it, and it's very convenient that they were both on different sides of the bracket, because sometimes they accidentally are
Or
in
on the
round
same.
one or round two.
Round one is generally the
more difficult.
It's also funny because these two, I think they appeared in our most rewatchable comedies.
Oh,
And
I bet
they
they did.
both fell.
Who won in it? Oh, it was like one of Mel Brooks's movies.
It was
It was-
Spaceballs.
Wasn't
the
it Robin
Spaceballs
Hood?
versus Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Yeah, that's right. 2 Mel Brooks movies. Spoiler if you didn't listen. Go listen.
Please.
Our favorite movie out of those two is History of the World.
I am trying to not agree with Brett, not because I don't like you, Brett, but just
I know. I'll
because
take it personally. Don't worry.
like a Happy Gilmore is like a huge staple in my life. I mean, it's
yeah.
been around longer by not about like maybe 5 years or so, probably.
Well, no, and I remember like back in the day, I watched this. Mom and Dad used to do these like once a month date nights with at least us, and then I think they stopped doing it after a couple months. But this was one of the movies that, like, I always went to movies with whoever I was with, and this was one of the movies that I went to go see. I saw this one, I think, with my dad, and I went to go see Tommy Boy with my mom.
That's funny. I'm going to go with.
Both movies are an hour and 32 minutes.
Oh,
Oh,
that's creepy. I don't know why, but I feel like Happy Gilmore is slightly the better movie, but the more rewatchable movie, I'm going to say. But I think there's a lot of nostalgia in there. I'm going to go with Dodgeball. I put it over the edge. Are you going to give a shout out to Happy Gilmore?
No, I think Dodgeball's the better, or is the more rewatchable film. This was a hard one, but I mean, Dodgeball is just so ridiculous and just over the top, and just the accumulation of all the characters, and just who they are and what they bring to the table is just like gold when it comes to the sporting rewatchability of it. I mean, and you're not going to find golf on ESPN 8 the Ocho.
No, too boring.
no. All right, congratulations to Dodgeball.
F and Chuck Norris. All right. Now it's time to go to our recommendations. All right, Cradle, what do you got to recommend for us this week?
I guess I recommend go watch Dodgeball. It's the champ.
Now I do want to watch Dodgeball. I would love for there to be a sequel, but just like the fact that they're considering or, in the works of doing Happy Gilmore, the sequel, like it still makes me nervous. So I would like them to, but it needs to be perfect. And I don't know how to accomplish that.
And it's been 20 years since Dodgeball.
Yeah, it has, because it came out in 2004.
So
I think we talked about.
I mean, go watch it. I mean, rewatch. It's a great movie.
I bought it just for the sole purpose of having my wife watch it for the first time. So I was like, "You've never watched this before?"
Oh man, yeah. Go watch Dodgeball, and you know what? Make it a double feature and see Happy Gilmore. And
There you go.
let us know if we were wrong, but we're not.
Yeah, we're not, but we might be. Who knows?
Seriously though.
Seriously though. All right, my recommendation is, so I watched a movie on the airplane that I during my trip that I really did enjoy, that I never thought like it was something that it was just one of those movies on Netflix that's like, you can watch this, you can download this, watch this. And I'm like, okay, fine, I watch it. And I was like, how has this movie not had a sequel yet? And then I got off the plane and I look and they're in the creation of making a sequel. It is The Accountant. Have you ever heard of it? Ben Affleck?
Yeah.
Haven't seen
Okay, I need you. I need you to walk me through this, please, because I got like 30 minutes into The Accountant, and I'm like, I cannot stand this movie.
It's like a John Wick, except he is autistic and an accountant. Like,
does his dog die at all?
No, but like this is just like his thing. And the one thing is they never really go super deep into what his normal life is like as an accountant who cleans money, not only for himself, he launders money for himself, but I think he launders money for most of the large criminal organizations throughout North and South America. But they don't even go into that. Like he just accidentally he does these side jobs of auditing companies that people pay him for. And it's John Lithgow's company. And he, audits their company and finds an anomaly. And for some reason, like as nerdy as that sounds that he's auditing company, it was fun. And what's her name is in it? Anna Kendrick. And it's kind of interesting because she's like in it, but she's like not in it, like not very much. And I don't know why. I loved the way that Ben Affleck's character portrayed everything. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm sorry you did not. But
I got 30 minutes into it. Maybe it takes off after, minute 31, but
no, I was in it way before then. Like math and nerd numbers and all that stuff always fascinate me. Obviously it doesn't show you that, but just seeing him like beautiful minded all over the room that he's in, he writes on all the walls and he has his process. And yeah, it's kind of like a slow burn movie, but man, I enjoyed it from the very beginning.
The best thing I could do for my recommendation is I wanted to recommend the Fallout series on Amazon, and it was just okay. Like, I didn't hate it. I didn't overly love it. It was just okay. I started watching this show on Amazon called The Killer, featuring the guy that plays Magneto in the most recent X-Men reboot universe and stuff
Days
like that.
of Future Past and all that.
And I'll tell you, that's okay. I'm sitting there thinking, I'm trying to find stuff that's not okay, that's actually good. And I stumbled upon 2 documentaries that were on YouTube that people made themselves. And one of them was on Stan Lee, and the other one was on Jack Kirby, who both of them basically created like the Marvel universe that we have today. And I'm like, how come people who just have a passion for something can do a better job than billion-dollar corporations?
Bureaucracy, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because it's their passion. They're the ones leading it and driving the campaign. And like, I'm going to do it my way or the highway kind of attitude. Where these other shows are like, no, let's do it this way. No, this didn't test well with our target or test audience or whatever. Well, it's like, screw them. I mean, those are the people that like royally screwed the movie Doom. They like completely gutted that because of the test audience. Fallout, I kind of agree. I mean, I may have liked it a little bit more than you, but I think it was enjoyable, and that was it. But anybody I talk to about it, because it's post-apocalyptic, I talk about it in the same conversation as Twisted Metal. I'm like, Twisted Metal is the better version of it.
Oh, yeah.
Even though it's different stories and all that, but it is far superior.
Oh, no. Wait, when Twisted Metal drops on Peacock season 2, like, first off, I will wait for, if it's going to be on a weekly release schedule, I'm just going to wait for it to all drop. Then I'll get a 1-month subscription, and it will be, they could have the 1-month subscription be like $27, and it would be worth it.
You just buy it on iTunes at that point, right?
Well, I mean, I'd hope that Peacock would do that, but I don't think they do.
But if this is me, if I have the streaming service that it goes on, like if I had Peacock at that time, I probably would be the guy that watches it week by week because I want to watch it. I can't wait.
I'll just resubscribe when it's the Black Friday sale.
I know. I'm already planning on how I'm gonna, because currently I have Hulu and Disney Plus for $3 a month.
Did Peacock have a Black Friday?
They did, and I missed it.
I did it for, it was like $20 for the whole year. And I just paid all at once. It was great.
Yeah,
It's a good year to have it because the Olympics are happening this summer.
I love the Olympics. I'm getting old. That's how I know I'm getting old, because I enjoy the Olympics.
We're all getting old here, son.
I did not enjoy them at all in my youth, but now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah, let's do this. Like, and if you, I remember I talked about this back in the day. I think we did a draft of like the Olympics. Must have been during the Winter Olympics or something.
Yeah.
But I love beach volleyball so much. It is my jam. And before anybody gets any ideas, I enjoy the men's way more than the women's, because the men, they can rally so much, or volley or whatever it's called.
See, I have only one Olympic game that I enjoy watching, and it is so lame. I like watching curling.
I was about to say, I think that's what I remember it being, is curling.
I like watching curling.
The perfect janitor sport.
That would be so fun. I would like the commenters on that.
That would be so great. They're sitting there just going, all right, we got Kyle Jensen over here. He is a 22-year veteran janitor at Sprucewood Elementary.
In the janitorial services.
His sweeping time, he can sweep a hall and...
Ooh, we don't have many of these, but this guy has come from the rubber industrial plant where he I think when he's dusting up that rubber, he's putting a lot of muscle on that arm, on that forearm.
Controversy right here. We have Luis Hernandez, who is the all-star pick of any pick, and he has decided to defect back to Cuba.
Does Cuba participate in this
No.
Olympics? Huh? That's funny. It's a good take, Criddle. Good
Yeah,
take.
that is it. Bravo. I'm never going to look at my janitor at school the same way again. I'll be like, I wonder what his sweep percentage is.
That's a movie I would watch. A guy going around trying to recruit janitors, and it's like a whole Goodwill Hunting kind of thing. Like, you got something there.
It would be like The Replacements or whatever,
Yeah.
with Orlando Jones, how he is scouted out by stopping.
Look at that sweep technique.
Exactly.
You have something. Do you know Bobby Jones Jr.? You have what he had. Like,
He trained me.
Let's wish this into existence.
this would be a great. I mean, this fits with like a 90s to early 2000s National Lampoon movie.
This is Happy Gilmore and Dodgeball combined.
Yep. This needs to happen. This is the greatest story ever told.
Yep.
Oh my god.
It's a clean sweep.
Clean sweep. Oh, and that's the poster thing. Wow.
Oh, man.
Do you want to George Costanza this and leave on top?
That's it for me.
I'm out of here. Bravo, Criddle. Bravo.